When Aaron Ramsey scores, someone famous dies. An Arsenal chief cook poisoned Tottenham so they would lose. Erik Tandhak has infiltrated Manchester United. Steven Gerrard missed a penalty on purpose. And a lot more conspiracies and explanation coming up in this video. Starting off with the first conspiracy. Sadio Mane was actually carrying Liverpool, not Mo Salah. Although this could be seen as a joke, there could very well be some truth to it. Mo Salah has been the shining star out of all the strikers at Liverpool. And that isn't a blind statement to say because he has the stats to back it up. Comparing the two players, Salah and Mane with 120 goals in 269 games, and Salah with 160 goals in 263 games, we can clearly see Salah has 40 more goals in football with 6 more games than Sadio Mane during their career at Liverpool. But scoring loads of goal isn't the only aspect that makes a great player. There are other elements like pace, vision, assisting, creativity, runs, finding space, etc. After Sadio Mane left Liverpool for Bayern, we can see Liverpool having a really bad start for the season and really struggling, equalizing with newly promoted Fulham, as well as Crystal Palace and Everton, even losing 2-1 to Manchester United, a team who they previously destroyed home and away. They also lost 4-1 to Napoli in the Champions League. Not only can we see Salah struggle in a Liverpool without Mane, but we can also see players like Van Dijk and Trent also struggling and losing form without Mane. Our second conspiracy is Erling Haaland is not a human, he's a machine. The comparison often gets used to world-class players, comparing them to a goal-scoring machine. Haaland has scored 2 back-to-back hat-tricks and averages 1 goal every game ever since he joined Manchester City, which is unreal for a player to do. Therefore, people believe he is a machine and not a human. Lewandowski is often another player I think of when comparing humans to machines, although this is more of a joke than an actual believable conspiracy theory. Number 3, Erik ten Hag has infiltrated Manchester United and his sole aim is to make Ajax as much money as possible. As most of you guys know, Erik ten Hag was previously the Ajax manager before joining Manchester United. Ever since ten Hag joined Manchester United, he has made several new signings to his squad, 2 of them being players from Ajax. But what shocked everyone was the price he paid for those players. The first player, Lisandro Martinez, joined Manchester United from Ajax for the price of 53 million, when his market value was only at 33 million. The second player he signed is what surprised everyone and further pushed this theory. The second player he signed was Anthony from Ajax, for the price of a whopping $96 million, when his market value was only priced at $53.5 million. From those 2 transfers from Manchester United, Ajax without a doubt made a lot of money, and the person who made those transfers were none other than Ajax ex-manager Erik ten Hag. People believe the reason he paid more than he needed to for the amount of those players were because he wanted to give Manchester United's money to Ajax. But it probably had something to do with negotiation terms and something to do with business and player value. For our fourth conspiracy theory, the 6-second rule for goalkeepers isn't real. It's a scary story to make goalkeepers behave. So what is the 6-second rules for goalkeepers in football? The 6-second rules is a violation in football when a goalkeeper must release the ball he held after 6 seconds. If they fail to do so, an indirect free kick will be awarded to the opposite team at the location of the foul. This rule is meant to discourage goalkeepers from excessively holding the ball so they don't waste time and slow down the pace of the play. But this rule gets rarely punished when it happens in football games, and referees now don't enforce this law in particular. So it's for this reason people think it's just a rule to scare goalkeepers so they behave. Now for our fifth conspiracy, the darkest of them all. When Aaron Ramsey scores, someone famous has to die. The Aaron Ramsey curse. Coincidentally, Apple co-creator Steve Jobs, singer Whitney Houston, and Libyan politician Colonel Gaddafi all unfortunately died shortly after Ramsey scored over the course of a year. Need more proof? On Sunday, March 2, Aaron Ramsey scored the only goal against Tottenham in a Premier League game that ended 1-1. 2 days after that goal, popular American actor Luke Perry died by a stroke. It was also announced the suicide of Prodigy vocalist Kenneth Flint. There are also a lot more of these incidents, like the death of Paul Walker, and a lot more celebrities. It is estimated that around 23 people have died from the Aaron Ramsey curse. In an interview with TalkSports magazine, Ramsey said, "The most ridiculous rumor I've ever heard is that people died after I score. There have been loads of occasions where I've scored and somebody has died. It's just a crazy rumor, although I did take out some baddies. For our 6th conspiracy theory, Neymar fakes an injury every year to be with his sister on her birthday. It all started February 15 when Neymar got his 5th yellow card of the season against Granada and got suspended for Barcelona next game 3 days before his sister's birthday. It's important to keep your players happy, and Barca recognized that, so they allowed Neymar to return to Sao Paulo for his sister's birthday because he was suspended anyways. The next year rolls around and the same thing happens. Neymar gets his 5th yellow card of the season. Coincidentally, he got booked at the 87th minute of the match, a few minutes before it ended. He was again suspended for the next game and therefore was allowed to go attend his sister's birthday. The next injury happened in 2017, and this time it is a lot more different. Neymar picked up an abductor injury a day after his sister's birthday. Neymar couldn't play or train anyways and needed some rest, so Barca said, sure, you can go visit her. So Neymar did. The next year in 2018, he got a transfer to move to PSG. He then got a serious injury and people were even afraid he would miss the World Cup, but he magically recovered before the World Cup and missed the rest of PSG's season and gets to spend time with his sister in Brazil. In January 2019, he gets properly injured and misses 3 full months of football, and then again gets a red card after a late tackle on a player. In 2020, during the COVID outbreak, the football games almost were suspended. The match still went on, and Neymar picks up a red card in the last league game before his sister's birthday. In February 2021, Neymar picks up an abductor injury once again and misses a game. Now, is this a coincidence or a curse? We don't know. Luckily this year, this didn't happen to Neymar and he got to play during his sister's birthday in 2022. The next conspiracy theory is about Steven Gerrard missing a penalty on purpose. Steven Gerrard has admitted that he found playing under Roy Hodgson uncomfortable. But did he miss a penalty at Blackburn on purpose to ensure Hodgson was sacked? People were saying he missed the penalty on purpose so that the manager he didn't like to play under would get sacked. What do you guys think? For our 8th conspiracy theory, the selection of the World Cup 2018 and 22 were influenced by oil and money. People believe that during the World Cup country hosting selection, Russia and Qatar was chosen over England and United States because of corruption. Now for our 9th conspiracy theory. Arsenal poisoning Tottenham so they would get 5th place in the 25-26 season. Tottenham and Arsenal are obviously huge rivals, and with 1 game left in the season, all Tottenham needed to do was equalize Arsenal's result on the day, whether it be a loss, a win, or a tie, and they would finish the season in a Champions League spot they were holding. Unfortunately for Tottenham, the night before their final game, a few key players were feeling ill and missed the crucial game final against West Ham to maintain top 4 and a place in the Champions League football. Conspiracy theories at the time made up stories explaining this. One of them being that the chief at a restaurant they have eaten at was an Arsenal fan and they poisoned the Tottenham players' food before they would play so they would lose. The hotel was eventually cleared, but the source of the bug remains a mystery. Tottenham eventually lost to West Ham and Arsenal gained that spot for the Champions League. Tottenham boss Martin Jol said his players were vomiting in the dressing room before the defeat, which cost them 4th place in the Premier League and meant that they missed out a place in the Champions League. And if this is true, Arsenal are very evil. For our 10th and final conspiracy theory, Wolverhampton Wanderers are secretly a Portuguese team. If we look at Wolves' squad, we can see that almost all players are Portuguese. This led people to thinking Wolves is secretly a Portuguese team, but this is more of a joke than a serious conspiracy. None of these conspiracies I'm saying are true or false. I'm just reporting information I have found on the internet for you guys. So hopefully I don't get in trouble with the government or the elites for sharing a conspiracy theory. Isn't my idea. It's just information I found on the internet. I also wanted to say a huge thank you to Football Conspiracy Theories on Twitter because he really helped me out with a lot of the ideas for this conspiracy. I also wanted to say a huge thank you for hitting 2,000 subscribers. I never thought I could do it, and it really gives me motivation to work even harder to achieve my dreams. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and goodbye.